Welcome to a little bit of Common Crazy. Today I'm going to share with you what I do to help with my anxiety. Stick around. Hi, my name is Jennifer, and my goal here is to try to find more calm in all the crazy and put some order to the chaos. Let me explain that just a little bit for those that are new. I just understand that life is going to be crazy. I have no control over that, but I like to find those calm moments within the crazy to make sure that I'm enjoying those. And so I try to add a little bit of calm to all of my crazy, and I'm hoping that I can bring you along on that journey so that you can do the same. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here, and I would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And if you click on that little bell, you'll be notified every time that I upload a video. I had no intention of recording this video, but because of some recent stress that I have had on me, not necessarily bad stress, just stress, I've had to use several of these different tips that I'm going to share with you today to help me get through it. My hope is that you will find some of these tips helpful to you, whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, or just day-to-day stress. Now, let me tell you, I am not a professional. So this is not my professional viewpoint. These are just things that I know have worked for me personally. And so I wanted to share them with you. At any given time, I do not do this entire list. I will pick one or two things at the time that may help me. Because I'm not a professional, I know that I don't have all the answers, and I would also love to hear from you. What do you do to help yourself when you're feeling down, anxiety, stressed out, depressed, whatever it is? Please share anything that we can do to help one another. I just think that we are going to be better off for it. Now you will find that almost everything on my list are natural ways to deal with stress and anxiety. So let's begin. Number one, the first thing I like to do when I'm really stressed out is to go for a walk or a run. Depending on my mood, I'll determine which one I want to do. Sometimes I am too stressed out to even run. And I just need to start with a walk so that I can kind of start clearing my brain. But sometimes I really want those endorphins that are released through a run. And so I really enjoy doing that. I know it's hard when you just feel like you're at your wit's end to think that you could have energy to get out and go, but just get your clothes on, tie your shoes, and just put one foot up in front of the other. And if that is all you do, that is okay. But you will see that you are feeling better just by making that step. Another thing that I like to do is to exercise. Now this is separate of walking and running, but I like to go and actually do some resistance training or some HIIT cardio where I'm really kind of giving it my all. I enjoy doing a bunch of different things, and I'll just pick what I want for that day. One of my favorite things to do when I'm really stressed out is to use a slam ball because it allows me to use my entire body, but I'm also taking that ball and slamming it into the ground. So any aggression that I might be feeling, it would be the perfect time to get it out because everyone around me would much rather I take it out on that ball than on them. The third thing that I want to share with you that helps me with my anxiety would be to take a bath. I love taking baths and relaxing in a bath and adding some really yummy Epsom salts into that bath. Epsom salts are great for detoxing the body, and then when you add in like a lavender one or a coconut one, you get those scents on top of that, and that is just a wonderful relaxing opportunity. I will sometimes take a bath in the middle of the day or at the end of the day when I finally get my kids to bed. It is the way that I treat myself for making it through that day. I'll go take a nice relaxing bath before I snuggle up next to my husband, and it is the perfect way for me to unwind and decompress. The fourth thing I want to share with you, if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I enjoy cleaning, and cleaning to me can help me with my anxiety for two reasons. One, it allows me to zone out and focus in on whatever it is that I'm cleaning. And the second is I do better when I'm in a clean space. When my house starts feeling dirty or cluttered, I start feeling stress and anxiety. So for me personally, not only is it beneficial to actually do the cleaning, but then I'm so much more relaxed once it is cleaned. I love that. Number 5 on my list, sometimes you just need a good cry. So a couple Sundays ago, I was in choir practice and I was feeling so overwhelmed. I was getting ready to go to a girls' camp where I was responsible for 30 people, for everything, the activities, the sleeping arrangements, the food, everything that they would be doing for 5 days. I was responsible. I knew once I got there, it would be fine, but I still needed to make sure that I was doing everything in order to get there. And on top of that, my husband was coming along to help me, so I needed to make sure that my kids had the places that they were going. I had to pack for them on top of packing for me and all the supplies and things that we would need for the 31 of us that would be there. So I was feeling overwhelmed. So I stepped out of choir practice and immediately saw a friend of mine who just asked how I was. I knew I was fine, but I couldn't help it. I was just feeling emotional, and she just gave me a big hug, and I just cried for a second, and I was good. I know it sounds silly, but knowing that somebody else cares and you just kind of let it out and you cry, I felt better. I just needed to release those emotions so that I could move on at that moment. And sometimes that is exactly what you need. It is okay to have a good cry and release the emotions, release that stress. You just can't stay in it and wallow in it, because that's where a spiral can happen. The sixth thing I'd like to share with you is, I know for me personally, I can't feel down if I'm serving somebody else, if I'm doing kind things for other people. So like I told you, I was responsible for this camp, and I knew when I got there, it would be fine. And the reason why I knew it is because I was doing it for these teenage girls. These 12 to 18-year-old girls is the whole reason why this was happening. And I was there to serve them for that week. And let me just tell you, it didn't matter if I forgot something or things didn't go according to plan, because it was just an opportunity for me to put me aside and to think about them. And by doing that, I wasn't stressed out. I didn't feel anxiety. I didn't feel overwhelmed. And that is true any time that we give of ourselves to somebody else, we feel better. It benefits us so much more than it benefits even who we are serving. So if there's been something in your area where you can step in and help out, if you can go to a food kitchen, if there's a family near you that could use your services, whatever it is, anytime that you turn out of yourself and you help somebody else, you feel better and you're benefited from that so much more. So another thing that I like to do to help me relax is to diffuse oils. Now, I know there are special oils that you can diffuse specifically for stress, anxiety, but sometimes I just diffuse an oil that has a scent that is pleasing to me, because that just makes me happy. And when I'm making choices that make me happy, it also helps me reduce that stress, that anxiety that I'm suffering from. So diffusing oils, I think, is another really good way to help you overcome your anxiety. Music is another great tool that helps me get out of my anxiety or the funks that I'm feeling. Sometimes I want it to be loud and pounding, dancing music, and I just want to dance along with it and move along with it. Sometimes I might want to play some sort of Broadway, maybe some Les Mis or Miss Saigon or whatever it is. It depends on my mood, what it is. And I might fluctuate from Beethoven to Beyonce. It just depends on my mood and what I want at that time. But music is a great tool to help us, and it is there. Music is such a great tool, and that should be used to help us through those situations. Number 9 on my list would be to talk to somebody that loves you. Whether it's a good friend, a spouse, whomever it is, just talk to them. Let them know how you're feeling, or maybe just what exactly is eating at you at that time. Like, why are you feeling that way? Talk to them. Let them in. Don't close people out at this time. Let people in. They love you and they want to be there. And I know that sometimes that is really hard. It's really hard to let other people in when you're feeling like that. But you will feel so much better just by verbally expressing what is going on will help you. Number 10. Get out. Get outside. Get out in the sun. Just get out. Have some fun. Get out on a girls' night, a guy's night, whatever it is that you do, get out. Go on a date with your spouse. Go on a date with your significant other. Just get out and do something. It doesn't even have to cost money. Just get out. That is a great way. If you stay inside, it's really easy to kind of get caught up in yourself again. But getting out sometimes will be just what you need to pull yourself out of it. Number 11, turn to something or someone higher than you. In my case, that is God. If I'm struggling, I know that I need to take more time personally to read my scriptures, to say my prayers, and to really work on my relationship with God, with my Father in heaven. That is a huge help to me. I'm not perfect at it by any means, but I know that when I do it, I feel more peaceful and more calm, and I'm able to get through those situations so much better than if I tried to do it without Him. And the last thing that I want to mention is sometimes you actually need to go talk to a professional. You need to get help. A few years ago, I was put in a situation that was more than I thought I could handle. It was a lot. I had young children. I was taking care of my mother-in-law full time, and I had my first panic attack. I didn't even know what to do. It wasn't like me. I had never been through that before. I was embarrassed by it. And I had so many people that were close to me that were willing to help me and talk to me. And I knew that I needed to go and see a professional, and I needed to get a little extra help. And that's exactly what I did. I went and saw somebody, I got a prescription, and they told me that it might take a little bit of time. And I was really surprised to know that it really didn't. I felt the effects of it a lot sooner than I thought I would. And I could tell because things that would have bothered me before weren't bothering me. That doesn't mean life's not hard. That doesn't mean I don't go through tough things, because I do. The only control I have in my life is me. I can't control other people and other people's choices. But I can control my response to them, and I can choose to be happy. And I want to be happy. I like to be around people that are happy, and I want everyone to feel happy and joy and hope. So if you've tried different things and they're not working for you, please, please reach out and talk to your doctor. I am finding more and more people are struggling with anxiety and depression. It is not something to be ashamed about. There are people that love you, and I know that there are people that love me too. And let's try together to find ways to get through this so that we are finding more joy in all of our lives. I'm so glad that you came by today. Again, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up in this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.